guys, welcome back to Many Tribes One Kingdom. As always, it's Dustin here. And so today I will be doing the title of Jesus called Chief Cornerstone. Now, first to give you a little bit of context. In biblical times, what was it meant to call somebody the cornerstone? Well, somebody who was a cornerstone was sort of the foundation of the household, somebody who was to lead the tribe. We see this in Isaiah 19:13. The princes of Zoam have acted foolishly. The princes of Memphis are deluded. Those who are the cornerstone of her tribes have led Egypt astray. Now you can see here they're referencing the cornerstone, which is somebody who's supposed to be in charge, or somebody who's supposed to set the foundation. But in our case, who's the chief cornerstone? Well, the chief cornerstone is Jesus. And so, what is a cornerstone, you might be asking yourself? Well, there's actually two cornerstones equally valuable and both involved in construction, but both serve two different functions. One, the cornerstone of the building is something that was set first, and it was supposed to dictate how the rest of the building was going to be laid out. And it was supposed to bear a lot of the weight as well. Now, there's another cornerstone as well. A cornerstone, so if you ever looked at an old archway, you will see a bunch of stones coming together. And at the top, you will notice like there's one big stone where all of them meet. That is also called the cornerstone. That cornerstone is there. It's going to bear a lot of that weight from both those pillars coming together. Now, in both these cases, they are very important, in fact, critical when it comes to successful construction of those buildings or archways. And so when we call Jesus the chief cornerstone, it means he's setting the foundation. He is setting something up that the rest of what follows after him is going to be built upon him. That's going to be built upon every word he says, by every action he commits to. And we see this in one of the Psalms of David, Psalm 118:22. The stone which the builders rejected became the chief cornerstone. Now, obviously, we know this. We see this from hindsight after reading the Gospels according to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And so in each of those books, they have some, in Mark and Luke, you will see in Mark 12:10 and Luke 20:17, you're going to see references to Psalm 118:22. What they're pointing to is a prophecy that when Jesus is coming, there's going to be people here who are going to hate him. But if you look at it, it says the builders. Who are the builders? It's obviously the church, or the leaders of the church that's already there, the Jewish leadership, or the Sanhedrin, and the other leaders and the other teachers of the Jewish faith. And so, what happened with that story? Jesus was rejected by these teachers, by these builders, and out of that rejection, he became the chief cornerstone of a new faith. Not a new faith, but of a rebuilding, sort of. Actually, if you look at it, it's more of a rebuilding of what God had set out to create. And so, Jesus is the chief cornerstone. And we see this again, too. It's not just written about in the Gospels. Because you think, oh, it's written in the Gospels. That's not, that's obviously going to be forged. Well, it's also written again in 1 Peter 2:7. This was a letter written to, one of the first letters written to Peter by Paul. I think it's by Paul. Again, I will go back and take a look at this, but if I'm wrong, please do put a comment down below. As far as I know, this is a letter written by Paul to Peter. And when he is making references, you now have three separate sources in the New Testament that are going back to the Old Testament to let you know that this is something that has happened, and it did happen, and it continues to affect them. So again, written in Psalms, you see he's the chief cornerstone that's going to be rejected by, he's going to be rejected by the builders. Mark and Luke write the same account. Mark, he writes it down as it's happening. Luke, he writes it down from a third person point of view as when he's receiving these stories. And Paul again records this in a letter to Peter to remind the church that what they are supposed to be doing, where their foundation is, and who they need to rely on. That they're building off of what Christ has started. That he is the first, and we have to continue his mission. And we have to be involved and revolved around what Christ already did. So I want to thank you guys for sticking with us. Please do be in prayer for John. I can't disclose the information right now. But please be in prayer for John and his family. Thank you guys and have a blessed night.